Hello, deformed car fans. So this is an interesting one. I've known about these for a long time, but I was collecting more realistic models, and now that I'm past that, or have slowed down a lot, I'm really into deformed things because I don't expect them to look perfect. I say that a lot on my channel, but you know, new people come on board. Anyhow, FrontiArt does make really nice, realistic-looking models. I have a 164 FrontiArt conus seg, and the thing is awesome. Anyways, I think they make larger scale stuff as well. But you'll see here it says Rollis. This is designed by a bunch of Koreans, I believe, a Korean design firm. And this one has a character called Spinner in there. And it doesn't really say what the car is, but looking at it, I think it is a FMR Tg500 or a Messerschmitt 200, basically. So, well, I think a Messerschmitt 200 was a three-wheeler, but this is a four-wheeler, as you can see here. And they made 320 of them between 58 to 61. It's a micro car, and the length is 3 meters. I'm going to measure this. It only weighs 850 pounds. Or was that kilograms? Nope, pounds. Look at that little thing. So it's a tiny little four-wheeler. And see, look at this person's head here. Look, I mean, this thing is like a single-seater golf cart, right? Oh boy, imagine getting, I don't want to imagine getting into an accident in that. Anyhow, so now we have this old article from 2020, which is when I believe these must have come out in that ballpark. And they have other, excuse me, vehicles. I really want this, because I used to have a Mini Mayfair. But I'm going to try to get all of them, yeah. So here's an article. You can read that if you want. Just pause the video. It says 1/24th though, but I'm very skeptical. It also says it was around $60 for this little one. I guess they have giant ones for $250, but no one's buying those. So I'm skeptical because this box, I already opened it to make sure there's no damage. This thing looks huge. If this thing is a tiny micro car in real life, I don't know, this thing looks pretty big for a 1/24, but I mean it's cartooned, but I'm gonna measure the length of it. I gotta say, this is the way packaging should be done. This is some of the smartest packaging I've seen. So you have the, you know, clear box, but it's not gonna get scratched because it's literally surrounded by, you know, 2 layers of this like computer-like foam here. So that's very good. This is the way 1/64 scale cases should be done. I've had so many broken on delivery, it's very annoying. Here's that Korean design firm, gust&gale, and these are the model company. This is old, obviously. It's got some wrap, but I think it's new old stock maybe. So yeah, it does say 1/24 scale, designed in Korea, made in China, like everything. How can it say exact scale? It's not. It's a cartoon car. And they do have a website which I've gone to, but doesn't seem to be updated so much. Gust&gale they design like products, consumer products, not really toys. So, but there must be some car enthusiasts there in that company. Okay, well that's just cardboard. And so, boy, this is big for my collecting. This has got like a felt kind of base, so it's not going to scratch up your table. I am going to open this though, because I've got to review it. You can always add tape later. Okay, so that. Be careful. Some sort of scratching here, sadly. That was done at the factory. It was like on a. Maybe that's where it came out of the mold or something, but they sanded it too much. Oh well. Look at this, sorry. This thing accelerated from 0 to 60 in 28 seconds. So half a minute to get up to a speed limit. Half a minute, wow. So, this is a pretty thick case, but still, if it didn't have that box, I think it would crack during shipping. I guess it has to be this tall because it's a pretty tall thing, and maybe the other ones are taller than this. Like the Mini looked really tall. Alright, so then we have this some sort of stain on the base. It looks like a carbon fiber. Oh, thought it was like a wrapped piece of cardboard, but maybe this could possibly be molded into this piece of plastic. I don't see a thickness, or it's a very thin film. I don't know. It's kind of weird that the text is so difficult to read. It's like printing gray on a black background. Why would they do that? Wouldn't they want to print white on a black background? No contrast. Anyways, it is saying Rollis Spinner. I think that's the character's name. And then it says FrontiArt here in gust&gale, the design company there. So it doesn't say 124 oddly though. So we got to get this out of the way before I forget. 124. So now it says 3 meters long. So I got to get my long calipers here and the calculator. I punched that in. So 3 meters is 3,000 millimeters. Let's turn this on. Oh, but there's a tire here also. Maybe I should go off wheelbase. Yeah, let's just try this anyway. So this is 124. So this divided by 124. You know what? It is around 124 scale. So I'm totally wrong. Yeah. I mean, I used to build 124 scale cars. Tamiya model kits, and they're not that much bigger than this, but they're normal cars, so I don't know. It's been a while. Oh, I forgot, I have a 124 scale. This is an Italeri model kit, but I put it on a drift art chassis. So I guess this does make sense if you look at this, right? This is a 2-door old car, so it'd be pretty small. And this does look like a death trap. So anyway, scaling, it's a cartoon thing, but I like to know. I'm hoping if I get the other ones that they're all proportionally similar in size, you know, scale-wise. Okay, so I'm just looking up images of this thing here. This is a blue one, obviously. It's a metallic. It does have hubcap steel wheels, which I guess this is what this is going for. It's got a soft top, but over here you'll see there's a canopy, like maybe it's a polycarbonate hard top or something. Boy, that must have gotten hot on a sunny day. Same here, right? It's got these bulbous lights on the fenders, but yeah, they all have that, and this doesn't have it. It's got these like big bezels, some chrome work here. These mirrors are rectangular. So a lot of this actually is coming through here. I'm going to open this one up separately. Right, so look at the mirrors. Granted, these are kind of reversed, or unless maybe this person had them reversed. These are actually wider on the outside than the inside. But yeah, you got this bezel here. You got the 3 chrome strips on the, I guess, front end. I don't know if it's a hood or not. You got a big chrome strip here for the bumper. It's missing that one, but so I think the inspiration is definitely there. It's got these 2 like round things on the side. I don't know if I saw that on some of the other images. So far, well, this white one does have 2 round things there. Boy, let's see if we could find a back view. The spare tire, I do see this as a rack, but this is literally just bolted. Oh, look at this one. See, the spare tire is just right there on the body work, and it's got maybe angular tail lights. This one actually has 4 holes, so this thing sold for 124,000 pounds. That's pretty crazy. I guess there just aren't many of these, right? Well, anyhow, the inspiration is clearly there, but obviously it's not an exact deformation because they added this character in here. Let's start on this side here. The chrome hubcap plastic wheel kind of things. I almost feel like there's a silver paint in the middle of that. Like there's a hubcap of chrome, a ring of silver paint, and then the lip of the wheel is chrome plastic. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's 2. Yeah, well, I don't know actually, because I look at this one, this whole thing looks shiny. Let me get a cotton swab or something and see. Maybe that's just grime. I don't know what's going on there. It looks silver, but here it just looks all the same chrome. That's really shiny. Look at the Q-tip thing whipping around. So the tires are nice and bulging, like an old 50s, 60s tire would be. That's really nice. And you don't see crazy tread blocks. They're there, but they don't look like a monster truck, right? Just really fine tread blocks. Very cool. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, very neat. I gotta say, this paint is really nice. It's so smooth. Look at this blue. Alright, I guess you can see some orange peel. But if you don't put it at that exact angle with a bright light, it just looks super smooth here. Here it does look very, very smooth. That reflection is pretty sharp edged. So, very cool. Okay, so they don't have like the car logo. This R is, I guess, the Rollis logo. And it's like maybe it's a photo etched piece of metal with red paint filling in the etching, and then they dropped like a bubble of resin on top of it. It's very elaborate. Okay, then you got these metal strips. Oh, I wonder what glue they use. This one is clearly popping loose. It's a little disturbing. There's actually grooves here, so maybe those grooves are specifically to hold the glue. Yeah, well, nothing I can do about that right now. The headlights do look really nice. The Fresnoing is on the back side. This feels perfectly smooth. Let me switch to a plastic thing so we could hear any sort of ridges. Nope, definitely smooth. And then there's like a molded like light bulb back there in that bucket. So very three-dimensional, very cool. I almost feel these are so big they would have been nice to have like lights in there. Okay, nice separate mirrors, of course, chromed plastic, very shiny. And then you have this chrome strip thing going around here. How is this done? Is this one piece of metal? Like, there's no break so far. I don't think it's paint. It's so shiny. Right? I'm just following this strip going around the whole thing. There's a little groove. I think this is actually one piece of metal that they bent and put into that groove. Very impressive. There's no break at all. And this whole chrome strip going around the thing. Very neat. Okay, then there's another strip here. Oh, and it's catching the pick. Possibly metal? Possibly paint. There's like some aberration there. I don't know. It's very cool. And then the spinner character looks kind of like a pig. It almost looks like an Angry Birds character. Right? The nose is probably a separate piece. And it's got depressions for the nostrils. The mouth, I guess, is just printed on. Or no, it could be a decal. I think I see a little border. So I think this is all decal work. But it's under a windscreen, so hopefully it won't peel off in the future. Hopefully they used proper adhesive. And then you have the hands and the steering wheel as one piece of plastic, but they painted the steering wheel black. So that's interesting. And what's going on down there? Oh, that might be this thing? I don't know what kind of steering wheel, or if it has a yoke like an airplane. Oh, that's way too bright, sorry. Right, it's clearly maybe it is a whole wheel, or at least the top half of a wheel is attached to with the hands. Looks like boxing gloves. It's got some freckles, gray face, and blue hair, I guess, up there as well. Trying to see what's going on up there. There's some air above the person's head. Okay, well, looks good enough. It's really interesting. I would have been happy actually just without a character even, but it's definitely unique. It's so smooth. It's so smooth, it's crazy. It's not a metallic blue, it's just a regular like paint blue. Alright, yeah, even these fenders, I don't see any imperfections, and I think that's because this is made by FrontiArt. FrontiArt, again, they make nice, expensive models. I assume their regular cars are expensive. Okay, so then the mysterious chromed plastic circular things. What they are, no idea. And then look at this taillight. I can feel those. The Fresnoing is on the outside. It's very neat. I don't know if there's like a red resin there. I cannot tell. Or if it's just like red paint on something. Chrome plastic bezel looks good. Is this in a real vent? No, I think that's just in shadow. And some bumps for some reason there. I don't know if that's a separate piece or not. Maybe it's not. I don't think it is. And then the spare wheel tire. Yeah, I should have just shown you the tire here. Seems to be the same as the others. And maybe that's pegged in or something there. This is a separate chromed plastic bumper, looks like, and it's fitting nicely. It's fitting into this and that. And these fenders, I don't know if they're a separate piece. The separation of color is so good, they possibly might be a separate piece. Or maybe the chassis is all four of these, and there's a flat bottom, and the blue thing is pressed down on top of it. Maybe that's how they did it. Look at these things. I don't know, I'm not sure why the hubs have to be, well, yeah, I mean, I can understand why they're chrome because they're the same part as the wheel, but why they designed these so deep, I don't know. Why wouldn't they just design the base to come out further and have it black? So it was a little weird to have this part of the wheel sticking so far inwards. It should just stop at the tire, right? Some sort of black undercarriage, maybe a differential or something there. It's two posts holding it up, but yeah, it's all hidden under this. I don't even feel any indents here. So yeah, there's some sort of plastic cover for the bottom of this, and then the felt is attached to that. Oh, sadly there's a little bit of a dent in the tire there. This side has those same round things. Oh, back here, look, there's a Rollis brand thing. Hopefully it's stuck down well. Yeah, it does seem to be conforming to the back surface. So that's nice, and I don't see any sort of glue residue in between the letters. So that's very impressive. Maybe it's a sticker or something. But it's three-dimensional. And then, yeah, the windscreen also has this chrome thing going around. This I can feel. Just grabbed it with my finger. So you might want to... It's probably glued down. But you don't want to be picking at it, because if it's metal, it's going to be really hard to glue it back down. Okay, well, it's very unique, that's for sure. And I guess it is 1/24 scale, pretty much from that point downwards. It's pretty realistic looking. Yeah, the face in there, maybe not so much. And the canopy doesn't really look that realistic compared to those photos, but it's still really interesting. So here we are. I'm not going to really compare it to anything. I have nothing to compare this to. It's too detailed to be compared to like a Play Forever or a Candy Lab Toys. But it's too cartoon goofy to compare it to, well, I showed you that model kit. That's the best I can do. So I did some searching and I don't see any of the minis available anywhere. If you, for some reason, want to get rid of your Austin Mini Cooper made by these guys, please leave a message. You know, as I mentioned, I used to drive a real one, a 91 Mini Mayfair, and that was a great car. I would really love to have that thing in cartoon form by these guys. Okay, well, anyways, I'll try to track down the other ones, and we'll see you in those reviews. Thanks for tuning in.